up, big dog?
What's going on, playa?
Dude, long time no talk. Well, long time no talk like this.
I know, man. I know. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. We kind of fell off the wagon, so to speak.
Yeah, we had a lot going on as usual. You know.
I had a lot going on this week. I know you had a lot going on last week, but you've had a lot going on pretty much every day for a while now. That ain't gonna stop anytime soon.
Yeah, man. 5 more days and we'll have another baby.
5 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Been
Damn.
running around doing all kinds of stuff.
That is crazy. All right, well, let's just do the intro thing. Get into this because I know you probably strapped for time. Megan probably like, where's he at? Where's he at?
She'll be
All
all
right,
right.
let's do this intro thing. Okay, so we didn't talk about this beforehand because we haven't done one of these in a while, so we're a little rusty. But should we talk about your record day first or last?
We can talk about it now.
Hell yes. Let's do it now. Before you show anything, I want to show that one picture I have because I saved it because, it's pretty wild. We haven't seen anything quite like this. I feel like, I'm not going to say since the COVID years, but I mean, this screenshot is a good representation of what the COVID market, like 2020 and 2021, even some of 2019, that 3-year period, when you woke up in the morning, this is pretty much what you woke up to every single day.
Oh, dude, I know. I miss it so much.
Like every day looked like this, which is crazy to think about.
What's up, Marco?
So your record day was on this day because we woke up this day and we both were like, holy shit, like this gap scan is circa 2021, 2020, whatever. We're pretty good about like if things are slow or the markets are kind of whatever. We'll take a couple trades and walk, whatever. But when you see something like this was crazy. You ran out of buying power this day.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I probably ran out of buying power was probably March. A couple times this year, with the bank stuff. But I mean, this was awesome right here.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time since I've ran out of buying power. But it was just like one of those things where it was like, you could just
working.
Yeah, you knew it was like you were like, this is the time to hit it. This is the time to go hard.
Yep. So anyway, I just wanted to show that first because the fact that you had your record day on a day that looks like that just speaks to when the market gives you the opportunities, this is what you wait for. And this is what you capitalize on. You manage your risk, all that good stuff. So when these type of days come along, you are prepared, present, have an account to trade, all that good stuff. Anyway,
that's right.
That's it from my little soapbox. The rest is all you, bro. Because record day, all that good stuff.
I mean, I'll share. This was it, and I mean, it might not be. I'll just share it off my Twitter. I thought I took a screenshot of it, but I didn't. It was close to 21. I mean, it's that might not be that impressive to some people. I've had 32K losing days, but
the thing is, like, I feel like with P&L or comparing your, like, what's that? There's a cool little saying like, comparison is the thief of joy or something
it's
like
true.
that. Yeah. So like, but that P&L right there for 99% of the people is, dude, like, who makes 20K in a day? Who makes 20K in a month?
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, and that's, I hate it that, because I was trading in 2019 and 2020, but I wasn't making this much in a day. I think. Thanks, Marco. I appreciate it, man. My biggest day in 2020 was like almost 19, like 18 and a half. But like I just never crossed that 20K in a day mark.
Impressive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and like I wish I could have done it back then. I didn't have the money. I did good back then. I just I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty consistent now, but I don't ever make that much in a day. So
yeah, but I think that's key to. We're going to talk about that, Marco. We got a couple things we're going to say about Trade the Pool.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's key too. That the fact that you've had solid consistency this whole year, and then you have a breakout day versus having an 18K day followed by a 15K loss, followed by a 20K win, followed by a 35K loss. Just massive. P&L swings is tough emotionally. That can mess you up. So I'd much rather have, because you've been consistent as fuck this year. Then you have a breakout day. Like that's what it's about, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, being you, we don't share a whole lot about P&L. I just because it doesn't really matter. Some people might have thought I was making $500 on my best day ever. Some people might have thought I was making $100,000, but it's not.
Somebody DM me today on Discord, and we got into a little P&L chat, and I was like, it's all relative. Because what if somebody has $1 million account and they make 10 grand? That's still 10 grand is 10 grand, but I mean, it's all relative. Because what if somebody has a 40K account, 30K account, and they make 20K, right? You made 20K. That's very different than somebody with $1 million account. So that's why P&L is all relative. But anyway, to share that though, worth it. Gotta share that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I was hesitant to share it just because.
Oh, I know.
I mean, because I'm sure some people are like, 20K, that's the most you've ever made in a day. I mean, but.
That's because everybody on Twitter is a millionaire, never loses. Like it's all.
I was proud, man. I was pretty. I try not to get too excited, but I got a little bit excited about that one.
No, that's a killer day. That's a killer day.
Thanks, man.
But while we're on said killer day, I know you have charts from said killer day, and I'm not going to show a bunch of charts from. I just want to show one before you get into all yours, because. Oh, maybe. Yeah, here we go. So this was said killer day, right? Or the day with all the crazy gappers. And I know you and I trade a lot of the same stuff. We both trade, I think, Seco, OPGN. Those went well. This one just got away from me. It took a lot of my focus and time, as you can tell. I don't normally trade like this. The broker won on this ticker here.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
Basically, long story short, because I'm not trying to take away. I know you got a lot of charts you can show from your good day, but this is one that I was size too heavy. Obviously, my wrist was super tight. One thing can you see my mouse on the screen?
Is it on there right now?
Yeah, you can't see it, can you? What about now?
Well, yeah, now I can.
Okay. So lower high, right? That's what I was going for. I like my entries, but I took it off because I was oversized. And I wanted a quick breakdown, and I never got it. As you can see, my entries and risks, my exits, whatever, right on top of each other. Got out here before the halt, added here on the way down. And this is what kills me, and this is what you and I talked about a lot today, is adding to a winner. This was my attempt at adding to a winner. I would add to the winner, and it immediately didn't go in my favor, so I took it right back off. And I did that I don't know how many times it is, way too many. And then, finally got all out when it kind of held these, what felt like support at the time. I don't know how the chart ended on the day, but anyway, it happens. It'd be like that.
Yeah, these are trades from, I think it was the 12th, just since we haven't done a live in 2 weeks. We're just running through a couple of these just since, it was such a wild day.
We do have some from today.
Yeah, we have quite a few from today. I'll show a couple from the 12th, and then we can go to today.
Yeah, show your good ones.
Hang on, let's see. Yeah, I mean,
adding to a winner can be a double-edged sword. The best way I found is to add is where you would get in if you were never in to begin with.
that's so true.
That is a good way to put it.
I mean,
Yeah, it is. And you and I talked a lot about this today before the show. We talked about it this afternoon. Hell, I think we talked about it this morning when APLM or whatever it was.
Yeah, because I messed that
paving and-
trade all the way up.
I just it's something I'm not good at yet, but I want to get. I've just never been good at adding to a winner outside of a swing. Swings are a little bit different, but on the intraday stuff, adding to a winner, like, man.
And I don't really swing. And I'll show how I messed up that APLM trade here in a second too. I'm gonna show this off my Twitter again, just because I'm gonna go through it real quick. Just a couple of these trades, like that was SECO.
And we traded Seco the same. The only difference I think on Seco is your ads on that secondary pop. I did not add, which that's awesome, and I think that's what also added to your day because that's like literally perfect. That's just what Alex just said is like that is exactly what you did.
Yeah, dude. Like this was this one, and then I don't have a chart for it, but the APX whatever, those were like the biggest wins of it. This one was a pretty big win too. I didn't get quite as much size as I wanted, and I mean the way I had so much stuff going, like so many trades on that day, it was hard to manage it. This was a good one. CMRA, I accidentally got long some there. Then this is how I love to hit paras. Like
that one I did not catch. I did not catch that, and that's literally a picture perfect ideal para right there. That's nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was it for that day. Yeah, that's all the charts I have. But I also traded VS and ACPX. I don't have the charts from. I think it was because they didn't look that great, and I just didn't feel like sharing it that day because I was in a little bit of a good mood, you know.
VS was BS. Zing.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
I think I may have missed OPGN actually because I was so into VS, and that was opportunity costs that OPGN was clean, you know, after that halt. Anyway.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean,
can't catch them all.
That's right. You know, we were talking about adding to winners and stuff. Like this is a good example of like when adding to a winner how to not add to a winner.
From today.
Yeah. So this is
exactly.
That's right, man. So like, this was already kind of a chase in like when I got in because I mean you remember the tape and everything was super heavy. Like it was not like what I was expecting. And there's been many other times when I've seen that type of action and it just fades super hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been having that on Fridays this year, which is something else that is kind of like an adaptation type thing. Because like throughout my trading career, Fridays have always been my worst day. But this year, they've been some of my best days. And that's just something that's just different. Like the way I trade, I guess, is... Let's see here. Oh, nice. Nice, Alex. Dude, I mean, I wish I would have. I was watching it at open. The level, I was really just going to risk like a dollar amount percentage wise. Basically, like if it was breaking back over VWAP with volume, I was going to get out.
Yeah, because where you entered at that point. Yeah.
Send it to me, Alex, because I want to see yours. Man, we'll be sharing charts with each other, sometimes just critiquing each other, congratulating. Man, I'm not like totally. to answer that question a little more, Philip, man, I mean, the way I got in on this, I wanted to take 11,000 shares, which is what I ended up getting on it. But I added in too heavy here because I'd had a good trade before that, and I didn't take off enough here. So this wound up being like $1,000 loser. So I mean, not huge, but just kind of. I got stopped out there. I had a stop at 105, let it ride all day. I mean,
and that was literally the top, wasn't it? I mean, the top after
the absolute
waterfall.
top of the yeah, dude. It was. I just thought it was. I don't remember what ticker it was, like a month or two ago, but everybody in our little Discord room shorted it at open. It was at like $1, and you remember it faded like 80% or something. I don't remember.
And then it bounced back.
Did it bounce back?
I don't know. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, we all I remember you saying you were pissed because you covered for like 30% or something, and it went like another dude. It went.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that ticker. I'm not good at remember. I'm the world's worst at remembering tickers, but I do remember that. I think it was older than ABB.
Oh yeah, it was like 2 months ago.
I can't remember what it was either, but it faded so hard, and but a 30% win. Like, I shouldn't be mad about that, but then it faded, like another 40% or something crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was something insane. Dude,
I mean, so that's the thing too. Like, this is where I think Twitter can be a blessing and a curse. Like, me and Sellers have said numerous times, like, we wouldn't have really probably linked up if it weren't for Twitter. But when you talk about your trade right there, right, from great entry, by the way, you had a damn perfect entry, and you covered at $1.10. But if that was your plan, like, I don't know what your plan was and what your risk was and what your target was and stuff like that, but if you followed your plan and that was your trade, that's a solid percent gain. That's a solid trade. You caught, a nice chunk of the move. Like, to me, when people talk about A+ setups, like, in my mind, an A+ setup isn't something where I say this kind of hand in hand, but A+ setup to me is something that you can replicate time and time again with a good, EV, expected value. People look at this and like, oh man, this was A+. Like, why was it A+? Was it A+ because it faded so hard, or was it A+ for you because this is something you can replicate time and time again? Because if this to you is A+, I don't know that your A+ setups come along a whole lot, because I don't know how many gappers have we seen do this a lot this year.
Yeah, this year in particular, man, and it's been kind of different because I feel like we haven't had
clean waterfall fades like this year. So, like, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, this was A+," and I'm like,
dude, this was not A+ at all for me. Like,
me neither.
I mean, because I was already up, like, I was up like $3,600 from that.
And it was a good. I mean, I had a good trade out of it, but I mean, like, I guess when I think A+ in my mind, I'm like, something you can replicate time and time again with a positive expected outcome. And to me, we haven't seen a lot of moves like this year. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but in my opinion, your entry, your cover, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's always easy to say in hindsight should have held some, but if you followed your plan, like, brother, great.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I'm assuming you were taking it off at 110 because that was around where the 1 minute 200 was. And see, that was my thing, is I thought for sure it was gonna. I mean, just because it did a bunch of volume right there in the morning,
Yeah,
I was like, this is gonna bounce off the 1-200, and then maybe it'll stick VWAP or like come up here to like 135 and I can get in. But dude, when it was failing with heavy selling volume at the 1-200, I knew I had to get in. So I knew that was, if I didn't get in there, I wasn't going to get in. But it was like I kind of, pussyfooted my way into it, if you want to call it that. I didn't take as much size as I should have there. And then I was going to, I use RSI, so I was like, the RSI was buried. It was at like 10, and I mean, I'm usually covering when it's, at 30 or under. I don't know why I added in so heavy there. It went even lower, and then
I mean, it doesn't not make sense to me. To me, it looks like from somebody outside looking in. If I were looking at this, I'd be like, oh, he added on the dollar flush.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. It just, I don't know. It was
Hindsight.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it could have been a good win. Like if I would have taken it all off here, it'd have been like, $1,100.
Yeah.
But instead, it was like $1,000 loss.
So I'm gonna show. We both have been trying to trade our main account and trade the pool because we're trying to get that going and get through the eval and really dig into that as best we can because we get a lot of questions on it. We're trying to. So anyway, I'm gonna show my trade the pool chart on that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to. It's
hard to trade both, man. I think I said in our room, I was like, I'm gonna have to get like a laptop or something, and like use my laptop or trade the pool because all my hotkeys are for DOS, like Cobra. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But the only reason I want to show. Do what?
I was gonna say, I hadn't told many people, but we're moving soon out of our house. I'm planning on getting. I got these 3 32-inch monitors, all vertical.
You're gonna get a 4th?
I'm gonna get rid of the one on the end, and I'm gonna get 2 of those 49-inch curved monitors. I'm getting a new desk and everything. I'm gonna get 2 of those, stack them, and then put one of each of one of the 32s on each side. So it's gonna be like.
No, that's kind of how mine is. I love my ultra wide. I love it. I will never not have an ultra wide again for the rest of my life. Best thing I've ever done. I don't have 2 stacked, but even so, this ultra wide in the middle, it's like 2 monitors in one. It's amazing.
I love the way it looks.
All right, so you talked about your plan for AP or what is this? APLM, holding some. So let me tell you my experience lately with holding some. And I joked in the room today. Can you see my mouse? You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I joked in our room today. I was like, dude, every time I hold some lotto, every single time I get stopped out. So I kind of like sellers. Like we both kind of chased it down. I tried to hit it. I think that halted here, didn't it? Didn't it halt down? It did.
Yeah.
It halted down. I hit it after the unhalt. And anyway, it worked out. We both kind of chased it down. Took some off, took more off. And I even said, I was like, I'm putting on a trailer. You can guarantee now that I have a trailer on, it is going to bounce back up and stop me out. And that is literally exactly what happened. Like every time I leave a trailer on, man. So anyway, I guess I'm only showing this to say like, yeah, I mean, it's good to have a plan. There's nothing wrong with holding for end of day, with some size or whatever. I try to pay myself on the way down. I'm not one to one in, one out per se. I do like to pay myself out some on the way down, and I've found as I size up that becomes increasingly more important, at least for my sanity.
I mean, I like to pay myself. Yeah, I've told you I've sized up in the past month. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean. I've been hitting like quite a bit more size here lately than I used to. Well, not than I used to, but like than I was for earlier this year. So that's why you'll see a lot more covers from me than because I used to like try to get all of the move, but like you're saying, for my sanity too, dude. I mean, if I've got a $25,000 position on, and I'm in the green, $2,000 already, and it's like I'm like, man, this could really, because I've still got a broker max loss. I've got to take some, you know what I mean? Like I've got to take.
I'm all about paying myself.
Yeah, I don't want to just screw anything up, and I'm about to chill out too. I mean, I've been kind of hot, but like.
Well, you're gonna have to chill out here in about a week.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, and this is about to like be super expensive to have this baby too. So, like, I've made a good bit of money here lately, but like, it's about to be gone. You know?
Yep. Um. So I'm gonna. I have a couple I'm gonna show, and I don't know how. I don't know how old. How whatever. I just want to show a loser because people like to see losers,
Hey,
and
man, I love to see losers.
So look, I don't think we've talked about this one, but I've said stuff like this before because a lot of times you see charts that look like this on Twitter, and they're like, oh, a couple front side cuts, made it all back on the back side. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. That does happen, but this was a loss. I tend to stick to a rule, and some people don't like this. Some people hate it. Some people would be like, that's dumb, whatever. I give a stock like 3 tries, and if I haven't got it right after the 3rd try, then I'm chasing. I have FOMO, my reads are off, whatever the case may be. I'm usually done with it. So try one. Do what?
I mean, I do the same thing, but here lately I haven't even been necessarily doing 3 tries. But I mean, think about if you did that.
Yeah, I tried, man. I tried.
Yes, just simply.
I tried, man. I thought this was the top. Had a nice little. I don't even have the context anymore, but I think this was a solid level based on pre-market or daily or something. Hence why I hit it after the grind. Anyway, wrong. Tried again, thinking, okay, of course I top ticked. I'm trying to hit it on the little fade off the surge. Wrong again. Try one more time on this blow off volume because this is what we like to ideally hit. These fake breakouts that can't sustain. Obviously, hindsight, and that worked out. This was a loss. This was the ideal place to hit it, especially on grinders like this. Like, I want to see the blow off move. We say in the room all the time, like, if it grinds into level X, or not XYZ, if it grinds into level 1, 2, 3 or level whatever, the grind doesn't really do us any favors. We like to see, or we prefer to see, like a blow off move, blow out those early shorts, get them out of the way. It can't sustain, and then it dies. And this did that. I just was early and I lost. Is what it is. And I think those locates on that were kind of expensive, if I remember right.
Probably. Hey, I mean, at least it wasn't as bad as this loss for me. Look at this one. This is from, I think this is from this week. Yeah. I had people, I think even you were like, damn, man, that really sucks because
top tick exit, baby.
Oh yeah, and this was a pretty sizable loss because I was like getting in there. I mean, it was sizable. Believe it or not, I still had a green day with this day though, because I also had INM.
I think I might have an INM chart. I could be wrong.
That was a good fader.
I do have I have my INM chart too.
I don't like doing this. This makes me uncomfortable. This like adding
in pre-market. Is that pre-market still?
I never. I got in right at I open it. I open print.
Oh yeah, OPB'd.
Yeah, I OPB'd it, and I was like, all right, let me get in here. I was like, let me add right here. That's gonna be it. And I'm thinking to myself,
I remember this because it halted up.
I was thinking, all right, I'll risk pre-market high, and then it immediately halted up, and I was like, oh no. And then I was thinking, because I wanted it to, hit it here and then hit a little bit like right here, and then it die.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, that's not what happened. Change of plan real quick. Now I'm like, what am I risking? I'm like, well, now I've just got to risk dollar amount in my head. So I've got this dollar amount. Well, it worked out. I'm adding little pieces here, and I had a little bit that I could add there.
That's a good ad. I like that ad a lot.
Dude, that ad was awesome. And like I couldn't believe it filled. You know what I mean? Because it was like the exact scent.
I'm more surprised that cover filled on that. little right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what's weird is like, you know, sometimes the arrow, you know, we were talking about how like sometimes arrows will group together and sometimes they won't. Dude, this on my little order sheet was like 40 fills. It was so many. It was like 2 shares, 30 shares,
Yeah.
100 shares. Like it was.
Yeah. In my opinion on DOS, you definitely have to there's that setting you can change, you know, it groups your orders together in one triangle. That way you don't have your chart littered with 30 little prints of anyway.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like I just it was funny. I was stoked when that like it just.
Oh yeah, that's like a perfect fill right there. And then well of course the end of day stuff too. Like that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes up for this awful trade, and this is awful.
Yeah, I have my I think I have my INM. I do. I have my INM on Trade the Pool, which it's a little ticky tack thing that we've complained about. Like, I just don't like the way. I mean, here it is. I don't like the way the fills. They're hard to see. Like, this, in my opinion, is hard to see.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah. So I took a stab pre-market. I don't like trading pre-market. Damn, when this may have been last week or something, because I normally don't trade in pre-market because I'm putting my kid on the bus, usually from like 8 to 8:20. I'm at the bus stop or getting them to the bus stop or something. This may have been on their fall break.
I think INM was this week, wasn't it?
Well, then I was trading it from my phone at the bus stop like a loser, which I've done before too.
I mean, you know, I used to only trade from my phone.
Yeah, and I'm not good at that. This was these pretty much were a wash. This one and this one pretty much a wash. I got out before the halt, and then after the halt I hit it, you know, and then I scaled out like I've talked about before. Like that was a nice flush below VWAP. I had to take some off. Another flush, took more off. Last flush, took the rest off. And this was my final target. Like the yellow line is where I pretty much got out at, but this was what I considered to kind of be the breakout level, you know. And that was my final target. That was my plan. I think it went low. Did it go lower by end of day? Is it 2:30?
Oh yeah, dude. They did an offering in after hours, and it went to like
right.
75 cents.
Yes, because I said if I'd have swung this would have been a killer win. Because I do like to swing stuff. I'm not big on swinging, but I do like to swing stuff. If it is a huge gapper, it closes weak, but despite the weak close, it is still up a lot on the day. So if it gapped up 200%, opened up 200%, closed, you know, faded hard throughout the day, but still up 100% on that gap. That's the type of stuff I like to swing. And I didn't swing this one. And if I had swung this one, I would have caught the offering, major win, whatever.
I was gonna kind of touch on this too, what Marco asked earlier, our experience with Trade the Pool. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I like Trade the Pool a lot. I'm just not doing very good with it. I'm gonna have to pay the $100 or whatever it is to get another month on mine.
It's hard to trade both, man. It's really hard.
I'm just being honest about it. Right now I've got the account a little bit in the green, but like I've taken some losses and stuff on it.
Well, the risk parameters and for what they give you buying power wise, like it's just different than what we're accustomed to. And we've talked about that a lot. We've talked about like, you know, sometimes on a position, if it's a singular position with just one entry, they're going to let it go $200 against you. Well, you know, we're okay on our main Cobra accounts or whatever, being down a couple, $200-300 real quick. But with Trade the Pool, you can't do that. So we have to adjust our style and our size. And then I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes if it's a really good ticker and I'm in between Cobra and Trade the Pool, like, you know which one I'm gonna pick. I can't help it. Like, I'm trying to do better about trading this. I've been trying to really be conscious of trading this more in the last week or two, but it's tough to do both.
I'm kind of thinking about like, so let's see here. You said it's actually the same as the original. What? I don't know what you mean.
I don't either. But one thing I want to say real quick too while we get it before you get into
Oh yeah, hey
trade
Marco. I
portal.
mean, for real.
It's
I
worth
think
a
it's
shot.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's very little. You know, we always talk about entry to barrier. That's Craig's term, but I I mean, I like that though. Just like with the funded futures accounts, man. Like, if you can make money with, there's no reason if like say you don't have 30 grand to put into an account with Cobra or Guardian or Centerpoint or whatever. Like, if you can make money with this, you can make money with that. Like, if you have to be able to make money with both of them. I feel like
Well, in new traders or newer traders, like a $200 risk is plenty, in my opinion.
yeah.
Plenty. Like I mean, I remember trading early on. I'd risk $50 on a trade. Like I kept it tight. Sucks is if you need extra money, cost the same amount as yep. I mean, yeah. Like they give you I think they give you 45 days, 45 trading days on your initial purchase. And then if you need an additional month after that, yeah, you gotta pay up, which is why it's tough for us because we don't use it every day. And then 45 days has passed and we've made like 10 trades and trade the pool. So I'm trying to do better with it personally.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is I'm thinking about like I'm gonna have my laptop and my little portable monitor. We'll be in the hospital for like 3 days when we have this other baby. Dude, I might just like go all out on trade the pool. Like,
I think that'd be a good time to do it just because you're going to be busy. That baby could cry at any point in time.
but we're gonna be hanging out a lot too, man. Like, cause she's having a C-section, and I just remember with my first son, that was like right when I first started even looking at trading stuff, and I was just looking at stuff on my phone, and I remember having a lot of time to do it. So, I might dedicate some time in there if we have free time, if we're just hanging out all day.
No, I mean, I think you should. So,
Dude, I mean, no, I'm not going to if she doesn't, I'm not gonna like be just trading with the new baby there. I'm just talking about like I'm gonna play with it some more while
that's
I'm
a good time to do it.
yeah, while I'm in the hospital, just because we will have a lot of just hanging out time.
So I'm going to show this just because we're on the topic of trade the pool. If you have an account, you can just sign up for this and you just get put into it. If you don't have an account, you can sign up and get put into it. But I think if you're going to use it, I would just tell anybody you probably should sign up because you could get more buying power for winning this contest. Like, why not? You're already going to be using it. May as well. But yeah, the point for us just kind of stands that we just have to use it. It's tough for me at least to trade both. You're 100% right. And then in the US of A, if you don't have 25K, you're under the PDT rule. And the PDT rule sucks.
Yeah, man, I couldn't trade with the PDT rule. So like,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful, man. It makes it
So
hard.
this kind of gets you around that to some degree. Yeah, you got to pass the eval, but you pass the eval. Like, I mean, I've talked to plenty of people that are getting paid through them. I just gotta freaking use it. But I would check them out, see what you think, and I will tell anybody. They got like 4 different things you can get. The more you pay, the more buying power you get. But you and I both, like, we're trying them out. So, like, we got the lower end buying power one. I think we got the second tier or whatever.
Yeah.
And, we want to see how it goes. Make sure we like it. Whatever, and not. So, anyway, I'm just saying that to say I wouldn't recommend anybody get the highest tier as a means of trying it out. I would try it on a lower tier. And we both said this before. Like, if we end up liking it and we actually use it and we start getting payouts, then, yeah, I may tier up. Because why not? But anyway, I'd give it a shot. I mean, the platform isn't bad. The executions, I will say, because we're trying to be honest about this whole thing.
They're not the greatest.
They're not the greatest. Like, if you market in or out, don't expect your fills to be awesome. Like, if we market in or out with Cobra or DOS through Cobra, whatever, like, we can get pretty good fills on a market order. But you know, we're paying for that. Like, you got to pay for DOS. You got to, you know, Cobra and DOS. Like, those are higher end elite tool. Whatever. They're good. They're really, really good.
Think about it, like, we've got to have at least whatever 27K in those accounts. I mean, that's a lot of capital sitting up, you know, for most people. And I think me and you probably both trade enough volume every month to get like, so I get certain stuff comped and stuff like that, like platform fees and stuff.
Yeah, the platform fees disappear if you trade enough volume, which, you know, I haven't heard of this. I've talked to a couple people that have gotten payouts, and none of them mentioned it was via crypto.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've gotten several payouts through Apex, and they've changed their payout system a few times, but, like, man, I don't think that anybody needs to worry about, oh, what if they don't pay me? Like, these places are going to pay you out. I've heard people talk, you know, trash about saying, oh, Apex doesn't pay out or something. Man, I've never had a problem with them paying out.
And you got to think about the statistics too. Like, these places exist to make money, and they're making money hand over foot because all these people that are paying for this stuff, I don't know, 90%, let's just 80%, whatever, are failing. The amount of people that are paying out is minuscule compared to the amount of people that are buying the program. That's just the way it is. Trading is tough, and we know that.
Yeah, and we're not here to, I mean, we don't get paid by them, and we don't get paid by anybody.
Yeah, if I were getting paid by them, I wouldn't tell you that the market fills with them are not good, but they're not. So I've told a lot of people here recently, even me with me trading with them, especially on my entries, I'm looking to limit orders always, because we've both been pretty transparent that sometimes when we trade with our main accounts, we will market in or out, especially if the spreads are tight. But I feel like with Cobra and DOS, whatever, you can do that. That's not going to kill you. But with Trade the Pool, that's a little bit tougher. But again, that's just a preferential thing. The other thing I will say about Trade the Pool, that things are tough.
Hey, but I mean, right now, what is it like? It's like
90% off.
Dude, it's like $20 to get an account. There was one time when I went through, like, I don't even want to say, I passed like 5 evals in a day and went through like 20.
They give you trade ideas for free for a month, and then I think you have to pay for it. I think, don't quote me on that, because we were already paying for trade ideas and Trader Sync and all these things.
Yeah, I've already got it all. So it's
but I think it's free for a month, and that's it. I can't imagine they're gonna continue to let you have trade ideas for free every single month. Again, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. But one other thing on Trade the Pool that I used to hate, I've said it to them. We interviewed the CEO. We said it to him. We asked about it. Was their level 2? Their level 2 literally had zero depth, nothing. Especially when we compare it to like DOS. However, they have enhanced or updated whatever their level 2. You actually have some depth now. You can see the different orders below.
To me, it speaks volumes on their part that, you know, we interviewed the CEO, Michael, and super cool guy. You know, he was really cool guy. He talks to us sometimes, and we let him know that was a problem for us, and he fixed it. You know, I mean,
he got on that quick. The only thing I would say that I wish they were level 2. Yeah, he 100. I mean, it's 100% improvement, because it didn't have it. This coming week, I've been saying for like a week now, I'm gonna make a video showing the level 2 improvement. I swear I'm gonna do that this week. I'm gonna put it out there so people can actually see what it looks like, and I'll even put DOS side by side so you can see them side by side. But the only other thing I would like their level 2 to incorporate are the halt bands. Right now, those aren't included in that data. I would like for them to include the halt bands in that data. I don't know what that process looks like because I'm not a coder. I know nothing about that stuff, but if they could do that, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess it would be level 1 if it's not showing depth. If it's just showing the top of the book, wouldn't that be right?
Yeah. So, they called it level 2, but it literally just showed you the top bid, top ask. That was it. They've added the depth, and you don't have to pay for that. It just comes with the.
I mean,
I
need it.
Yeah, we like level 2.
It's not like one of my, if you want to call it tools or indicators, it's not like one of my top things. Like, I mean, everything is price action. You know what I mean? Level 2 and time and sales is price action. Like it's what the chart is doing is just, reflected on there.
Yeah, and level 2 can get tricky because people can hide their size. They can do, what do they call them? Not glacier, iceberg orders. It's just a way to hide size. So level 2 isn't entirely an accurate representation anyway. The way I like to use level 2 is at key spots, or what I feel like are key spots on the chart, to see how the bids or the asks stack at that price level. Or if I see big, what I call exchanges where the tape just goes wild and I want to see if it goes up or down. A lot of times I'll draw a line there. So if I know it gets back to that point, I want to see how the level 2 reacts at that point again. Stuff like that. But yeah, like the level 2 isn't an end all be all. I don't know. It's a piece of confluence. There's been times on certain trades I've entered because the level 2 got real heavy at open.
I mean, that's how it was today on APLM.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Some people just don't use level 2. I can't speak too much for Laser Wolf. I like Laser Wolf. He's a good dude. He's very transparent. One thing I will say is Switterman on Twitter, who's been trading forever,
like 100 years.
Yeah, he doesn't use level 2. I don't think at all. Like literally at all. And he's a far superior trader than I am. So, it can be faked. I mean, if he's saying it's fake, yeah, it can be faked. People can iceberg in, like, and they can fake. We could anyway.
I mean, just in my opinion, just use it as
it's a piece of confluence.
Yeah, it's just another piece of confluence. If you don't like it, then
we should make a video about what exactly. And then we could probably make it happen. I am going to make a video next week, I swear, on level 2 and how it's improved, and show DOS side by side so people can see the improvement, because that was our biggest. That was when we started Trade the Pool. I think that we talked to each other and we're like, dude, this level 2. No. Like,
yeah, man, I'd have to have
that was tough.
Like Trade the Pool pulled up on one monitor. I remember it was he blew a 1 mil account.
He probably did. He's probably trading. He's got him. I mean, he's probably got multiple accounts with. He's been around a long time. So yeah, he's a legend. That much, dude, I do know.
One day I saw where he I don't know if he posted it on accident or what, but you could see how much size he took on the trade, and it was like as much size as me or you take. It wasn't that much. I was surprised. It was like a 10K position or something.
Ooh, I have a Switterman. No, this isn't a Switterman chart. I traded large cap. It's pretty rare for me. I don't trade large caps very often.
Hey, I traded a large cap this week too.
This was NVIDIA. I caught this. I say I caught this. Obviously, I missed a big portion of the move in pre-market. But this was when NVIDIA came out with the. I shouldn't say NVIDIA came out. Basically, the U.S. I think Biden said something where he was stopping, chip production, or China, all these different things, and basically it was chips, China, bad. I forget the exact headline, but obviously NVIDIA tanked. And I was trying to wait for a re-break, or I should say re-break, a flush of, this bounce level here. It's pretty much all it was. And I took the short, and I didn't quite make 10 points on the trade. 5 or 6 after I staggered my way out. But dude, that was a good trade, actually. Like, that was solid.
Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah.
Yes. Enforcing China. Yeah. So I traded in NVIDIA that day. Do you guys trade? I don't understand options.
I don't either.
I look at option chains on certain stocks that haven't. Most of the small caps we trade don't even have option chains, so it's irrelevant. But if an option chain is there, I will look at the chain sometimes. But as far as trading options, no, I don't.
Man, I don't look at options at all. I think it's cool for the people that do. Yeah. Hey, Captain. It wasn't the same trade.
I have one more trade I was gonna show.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll show this real quick. Too, just if you don't care.
No, yeah, do it. I got. Oh my God.
What was it? This was Meta on earnings.
Oh, that's right. You hit the earnings.
This was yesterday. This is the only trade I had yesterday because I was messing with futures all day, man. Well, not all day, for a little while, and then I had other stuff I had to do. But I shorted here, basically just risking break of the high, and I covered it all right there, and then I got long here, and I was gonna cut it if it broke under 300. It's a pretty good little trade though.
Yeah, that's the thing with large caps, man. Is
I don't trade them like small caps. I don't trade futures like small caps either. I don't go for like big ass moves.
No.
Like somebody was asking me like, why do I like? Because I don't share a lot of my futures charts, but I do in our room, and like, I mean, I'm in and out really quick because it's just not the. I mean, this stuff is real, it's not small caps where they're just like fading off hard. Like if it's a short on futures, I mean, you can get on the right side of it and make a huge, get a huge move. But there's so many like little reclaims, choppiness that like it'll fake me out real quick, Yep. I don't have the conviction to hold for like huge moves on futures.
I have one more small cap chart I was going to show because people were asking about this.
Oh yeah, dude! I didn't even show any of mine from today.
Oh, did I show? I think I showed AP something, whatever that was. We both showed APLM. Was that today? That was today.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah, we showed APLM.
I kind of want to show my 2 wins from today too.
Show your 2 wins from today because they're more recent. And I'm going to say my little last thing for the end because I was going to show TPST, but I'm going to show it after you show yours because I've had a lot of people asking about the TPST.
Yeah, the trailing drawdown super hard, man. That's what in our room, Brady, he came and spent the night last night. He slept in here in my office. But we stayed up until like 1 a.m. Oh yeah, dude, JJ Fade. He's
traded SPY. He's been on SPY for a while. I didn't know he traded futures.
I didn't know
more and more people. Yeah, more and more people are getting into futures though because, like you said, 90% off. Like, give it a shot. He trades SPY, so going from SPY to futures, kind of,
it's very similar.
Yeah, so that makes sense for him.
I'll show this real quick. This is a late day para, and I mean, yes, I was a little late, but this is exactly what I want a para to do, and I mean that. Yeah. Oh, let me see here.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same for ES and SPY, MES and ES, and then I usually trade NQ now. Like, it's got way more volume than ES. But, yeah, this dude, late day para. I'm a little late, but better late than early, right? So, hit it on the failure, covered. Like I was saying, man, I've been like a little bit quicker to cover and then take it all off and then re-hit. Anyway, that was a good one. I already showed my APLM, the back.
Yeah,
track.
You got to show. I think you're going to show what you're going to show.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, dude, this is killer.
Yeah, dude, this is one of my biggest trades, or this is my biggest single trade this week. It was a really nice win, man. Like
that's a huge fade.
Huge, dude, and I don't trade pre-market. That's what I was just saying. But our buddy Diego in the room, he was like, he called this one out, and it was hitting one of my scanners, but it wasn't like one of my regular market hours para scanners. When I pulled up that 1 hour chart, it was like a perfect little double top, like fake breakout. It hit 305. It was right at that level. I was like, oh yeah. Saw it fell there. I just went all, full size in. And Man, I mean, I really, honestly, I should have just walked after this because, um, I made a good bit on this trade, and then I made like, well, I mean, what I made on that, on this trade, what was just it wasn't quite enough to cover the loss of this, but I still ended the day like it was still a nice green day. But
Yeah, that right there is major.
yeah, man, you like all these pictures I got right here.
That's all.
But yeah, this was, man, like I loved that. That felt good.
That's fridge worthy right there. Put that by the baby pictures on the fridge.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have all that stuff in his room, his new room, just pictures of that.
Let's see. So TPST. All right.
Was that
So
the one that went nuts the other day?
that's the one that went nuts, and a lot of people asked about it, or I was getting DMs about it. So the first thing is they were asking that I traded on the day that it gapped, right? Day one. Yes, I gave it one shot, kept risk super tight, left alone. I don't like those 15-cent halt ban. That stuff sucks. I'm not saying I won't try them or trade them, but it's not frequent. It's not a lot. It's gross. Anyway.
Oh, was that the 11th?
This was the 12th on this, or what you talking about? The day that TPST went crazy. I think on the 10th, which led to your crazy day was on the 11th, right?
No, TPST did what it did on the 11th,
and then your crazy day was on the 12th.
Yeah, because
TPST brought all the Momo.
That was like the biggest percent gainer
it was
on the Nasdaq ever, was it not?
Yeah, it was. It was ridiculous. So
I mean, what was that, like 4,000%?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. It was a massive move, but this was a couple day, or you said it went on the 11th or the 10th?
It was the 11th.
Okay, so this was the day after. Like I'm not one to be like.
It did not fade that clean. I mean,
no,
that looks good in hindsight, but.
So this was the day after, right? So this was what I was watching, or I woke up, right? I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. Rejection. Cool. And I got kind of excited about that. So due to my excitement, oh man, where's my chart? Here it is. Due to my excitement, and you saw, I don't trade off this chart. This is just the chart I show my executions off of.
That's the same way I am with the charts I show. Like,
yeah,
any chart I show is not the one I trade off of.
So this looks like a great win, or maybe a bad win because I held through pain. But this was not according to plan. This was, kind of a VWAP projection, and then obviously it kind of grinded up, whatever. But if I ever take a trade in pre-market, it's usually not a lot of size because I'm not a big into pre-market trading. I'm just not very good at it. But so the halt, right? Halt, obvious. This thing was a halter the previous day and today, or this day. But anyway, after it halted, I tried to get executed right in here. I don't think SSR was even on, if I remember right. And it does, whatever. I don't know if SSR was on or not. All I know is I tried to get executed right in here after it unhalted. And if I remember right, this was super fast, like 10 seconds, like maybe 5. Whatever, this candle, you did not have a lot of time to get executed. I tried to get executed here, which would have made this great, but I didn't get filled. But sometimes on these halters, with how fast they move, you just don't get filled, and I didn't get filled. Not a single share, which, whatever, if I'd have got filled for a quarter size, half size, whatever, but I didn't get filled. And my pre-market size was pretty irrelevant, hence holding through the pain. So this was not much of anything. So TPST, man, and the thing's still holding up. Like it came from like 20 cents or 30 cents. It's still like trading at like $4 a share. I just wanted to show that because that was my most recent trade on TPST that people were asking about. But I saw that and I got excited about.
That was mine from the day it went nuts.
I think you and I both traded it about like that.
And yeah, dude, and like
we kept it tight.
Yeah, I mean, it still took a pretty. If it wouldn't have been so much of a huge percent gainer, this loss probably would have looked a lot worse. I think I still lost like damn near like probably like 70 cents a share on full size. Like it was still a pretty decent loss. But I mean, like if I can't blow up in a day because I've got my broker max loss. But
Right.
I mean, the size I took, if I was to like have held, not have a broker max loss and just held this, I mean, somewhere around like here,
This will liquidate you.
I'd be, like that's what I'm saying is this size that I took here, this, pretty sizable loss I took here without a broker max loss, either here or like somewhere in here, they'd be liquidating my account.
Yeah, this
is
thing
what
was
happened to a lot of people.
This was a black swan, and somebody put something on Twitter like today or yesterday, and like, oh, we're due for a black swan, and I'm like, bro, we didn't suffer enough with TPST. Like, come on, man, what are you talking about? What more do you want?
I mean, this was the blackest swan ever.
Yeah, for a NASDAQ listed, and I think the fact that it held its gains, because we've had things go up huge amounts, but then come right back down before the end of the day. This thing held these gains into close, and it was a wild move. But anyway, I just wanted to show that because people ask about it. We have a 1 or 2 TP. Yeah, this thing was crazy.
I mean, yeah, we have 1 or 2, but this was the craziest one ever in
regular market hours, NASDAQ listed. All the different. I know there's different criteria and all these different things, but
this was the biggest percent gainer on the NASDAQ ever in regular market hours during the day. There's never been one bigger.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show my TPST trade because I guess people thought I blew up on it. I don't know, but no, I didn't blow up on it. I'm still trading. I'm still here. Took a loss on it on day 1. Didn't blow up. I guess that's it. I mean, I got other stuff, but we're already over an hour. We haven't done one of these in a long time, though. So
it really was crazy. I mean,
it was crazy.
Yeah, like if you did blow up, that'd be the one to do it on, right?
It would. Oh, here's one where I don't want to go in too far. This is a nice gapping crap. Probably one of my favorite setups, but I traded it. I won on it. Perfect setup, perfect pattern. My favorite pattern. But I don't want to go off on a tangent. We're well over an hour.
Man, I mean, I probably rambled on too much today anyway.
We haven't done one in a while. We were due. We're going to try to do better at doing these. However, let's just be real. He's got a baby on the way, folks. So I don't know if this will be happening every Friday, for the next couple Fridays, because it is, that's tough. I mean,
I might be able to do it. We'll see.
We'll see. You got it.
Yeah, man, I talked to him. He's a cool guy. I really hated to see that.
And he's the one that was really consistent for a long time.
Consistent. Yeah. I was honestly shocked that happened to him.
I'm not saying this at his expense because we've been there. But man, like I think that's just another. God, I
already
feel
know
bad
what you're gonna say.
I know, and I feel bad saying it because he's a good dude, and I like him, and I love his transparency. But man, like and I hate saying this, like I said, at his expense, but you gotta have a broker max loss, man. I don't think anybody's above that. Like even Madaz, who was vehemently against broker max losses, he refused to put on a broker max loss. He back in 2020, 2021, he beat down a mil and in the day up 2 mil because he wouldn't have a broker max loss. He has implemented a broker max loss. I think everybody should have one. It just protects you from the crazy black swan, the outlier, whatever. And I'm not saying that a broker max loss is going to fully, if your broker max loss is 1,000 and a TPST happens, you still might lose 2,000 or 3,000 because they can't get you out even with your broker max loss, but it still is an extra layer of protection that typically is going to prevent those type of things.
I've had a $2,500 broker max loss before and lost like close to $2,700.
Yeah, and it'll happen if it's halted and if it halts right below your broker max loss and halts up some huge amount, like you're going to take a bigger loss in your broker max loss.
Yeah, but I mean, just think about how much better I used to think I was above a broker max loss, up until like probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, everybody should have one, and that's
Yeah, man. If you don't, like, honestly, I still talk to people that are like, hell no, I ain't gonna have one. I don't need it. Like, all right, you don't need it, but then like, all right, one day some crazy shit happens. You know, it's the stock market, man. Anything can happen.
You don't need it until you need it.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of like the ad people that, you know, the works till it doesn't. Then you have top, and you know, you got your 99% win rate, and then next thing you know, you have top. You just keep adding to it, and you blow up. You know what I mean? Like,
especially on the if you're a short seller too. Like, I think anybody should have it, long or short. But if you're a short seller, I think you definitely need it, because you know, if you're a long and you go into a position $5,000, you can only lose that $5,000. But if you're a short, you take a $5,000 position, you can lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, you know, whatever. I mean,
exactly.
There's no cap on your losses as a short seller. Anyway, all right. I think we're good, right? Hour and 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. I know we rambled on. We're sorry. We talked a lot. I've been in the game for 6 years. Just make it no max loss. It just takes one. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 6 years. You can be in the game for 6 years, 5, 10, whatever. And if you just don't have a broker max loss, it takes one trade, man.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all are going to listen to anybody about it, listen to Alex. I mean,
he's interviewed and talked to like the best traders on the planet. Like,
yeah, I mean, he has talked to all of the most top-notch of the top-notch guys, and they would all, for the most part, agree you need one. You've got to have one. I mean, it's just another piece of your risk management tools, you know?
Yep. Just protects you from you from the black swan. I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't have a broker max loss in either 2020 or 2021. I had like a 40K account or 50K account and lost like 30 grand.
Yeah, I've had two bad incidents. One is I did freeze like a deer in the headlights. I just literally froze and my stomach was in my throat, and that was bad. Another time is the loss was bad, and I'm at this point I'm like, F it. Who cares? I'm already half done on this account. Let's just let the other half ride. And the other half did ride, and the other half was gone too. So I mean, that was a long time ago, but that was stupid. So anyway, broker max loss protects you from you from the markets, you from the black swan. Just protects you. Put on a broker max loss. All right. We good?
Man. Absolutely.
We're good. Put on a broker max loss. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm sorry this went so long. We haven't done this in a long time.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna try to be more consistent. We've had a lot kids, and you're gonna have a kid and another kid, and I already have 2 kids and a teenager, and we're gonna try our best. I'm gonna do a video next week though, showing the improvement with Trade the Pools level 2 versus DOS, and I'll show that. We'll try to do better about the videos. Just get busy. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe, etc., all that good stuff. And yeah, good.
I'm good, man.
All right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.